In the world of the Mafia, the first rule they learn isn't how to shoot or how to hide secrets, or even how to survive betrayal. It's something deeper and more dangerous, something not taught in books or discussed in meetings, but understood in silence and enforced without trial. No one trusts you if you don't first trust yourself. Have you ever felt like you're saying the right thing but no one listens? That you possess an idea, a talent, a presence, but no one sees you as they should? That you doubt yourself, replaying every action in your head 100 times? That you know deep down you deserve more, but you lack that confidence, that aura that opens doors before you even arrive? If you've felt this, you're in danger. Not just any danger, but the kind that slowly kills you, erasing you from within, then from the eyes of others. In this video, I won't give you empty promises. I won't tell you to be confident as if it's a button you can press. Instead, I'll take you deep inside to where the psychological weapon is forged. The weapon used by the top echelons of the Mafia to build an unspoken but palpable confidence. A confidence that silences those who try to belittle them and burns those who underestimate them. But to succeed, you must stay with me until the end, because what you're about to hear might be unlike anything you've encountered before. This moment could be the start of forging a version of yourself that no one dares to ignore. The story of Adam and the secret. His expat Mafia brother revealed to him, "This isn't a fictional tale or a scene from a Mafia movie. This is a very real story about a young man named Adam, and one thing that completely changed his life. Adam wasn't a criminal, nor did he live in the world of gangs. He was an ordinary young man in his early 20s, trying to find his place in this world, but all he found was rejection, ridicule, and disregard. Adam knew he was intelligent, and he felt something different inside him, but every time he tried to show it, he was met with the silence of others and their gazes that saw nothing worthy of respect in him. Until the day Ryan, his older brother, who had lived abroad for years, returned. He came back without telling anyone and decided to surprise Adam, going directly to his university. Ryan was not ordinary. When he entered the back courtyard, everything about him was different. His steps, his gaze, his way of walking, as if the air around him had changed. He wore black in a simple suit, with an expression that revealed nothing. His eyes weren't searching for anyone, but everyone was looking at him. Adam hadn't seen him yet. He was standing among his colleagues and some professors, and the scene was harsh. Every time Adam spoke, they laughed. Every time he tried to explain something, they ridiculed him. Even one professor gave a cold smile and told him, "Sit down," as if we heard nothing. Ryan stood still. He didn't speak. He didn't yell. And he didn't ask for anything. He simply walked forward calmly, and silence fell over the place. Faces changed. Gazes became flustered, as if a man had entered who was unlike anyone they knew. Ryan looked at the professor, then at the students, then at Adam, and said in a quiet voice, "My brother, no one oversteps their bounds with him." No one dared to reply. Adam froze. He didn't understand what had happened, but he felt something he had never felt before. Safety, protection, and strength, simply from the presence of a confident person. After they left the university, Adam couldn't stay silent. He asked Ryan, "Where did this aura, this confidence come from? How did you make them quiet without raising your voice?" Ryan looked at him and smiled, a smile that held something of the past and something of danger. Then he said, "In a place where I learned everything, a place where you can't breathe unless you're confident in yourself, a place that either makes you or breaks you forever." Adam asked him, "Where?" Ryan replied in a low voice, "The Mafia." And from there, the real story began. Lesson 1. Your presence precedes your words. The first lesson won't be written on paper, and you won't hear it in a classroom. The first lesson you'll feel, and you'll change because of it. Your presence precedes your words. One evening, Adam was walking silently beside Ryan. He didn't know that this evening would be the beginning of a real change. Suddenly, Ryan stopped in the middle of the sidewalk. He looked at Adam and said, "Imagine you've entered a room with dozens of people, but you're not allowed to speak. Yet, you must leave an impression. Everyone must notice you without you saying a single word. How would you do that?" Adam hesitated and didn't know how to answer. Ryan looked at him with a steady gaze and continued, "This is where true gravitas begins. Not from words, but from presence. People must feel you before they hear your voice. And you? Have you ever entered a place and no one noticed you? Have you felt invisible? Present but unseen? Maybe you spoke well, but no one paid attention. Maybe you tried to seem confident, but no one believed you. The truth is, you're not measured by your words alone, but by the first impression you leave, by what you say without speaking. In the world of the Mafia, one man can enter a room and dozens of voices fall silent. Not because he yelled, but because he entered in a way that allows no one to underestimate him. How do you do that? Don't rush in. When you enter a new place, don't rush in as if you're searching for your spot. Enter calmly, confidently, as if you belong there without needing permission. Keep your steps steady and your shoulders straight. Your walk sends a message. Are you fearful or confidently present? Don't lower your eyes or avoid gazes. Keep your head up. Let those around you see that you are not ashamed of your presence. Sit or stand steadily. Don't fidget or play with your fingers or clothes. Calmness in your body indicates calmness within you. Don't try to impress them. Just be silent, authentic, and composed. The aura created by silence is stronger than 100 trembling words. Always remember this. People read with their eyes before they hear with their ears. And what is conveyed without words lingers in memory more than what is said loudly. In summary, gravitas doesn't begin when you speak. It's forged the moment you enter a place. If people don't feel you before you speak, they won't hear what you say afterward. Lesson 2. Your voice doesn't ask for respect. It commands it. The next day, Adam sat with his brother Ryan in a small cafe. The place was a bit crowded, and voices were intertwined. The waiter approached their table and asked what they wanted to order. Adam replied in a faint voice, "Tea, please." But the waiter didn't hear him. He leaned closer and asked in surprise, "Excuse me, what did you say?" "Here." Ryan looked at Adam and calmly told him, "Repeat the sentence, but this time say it with confidence." Adam replied a little louder, "I want tea." Ryan shook his head and said, "You're still speaking as if you're afraid someone will hear you. Speak as if you mean what you say, as if you won't allow anyone to doubt your words." Adam took a breath, looked directly at the waiter, and said in a short, steady sentence, "I want tea." The waiter nodded respectfully, took the order, and walked away. Ryan looked at his brother and said, "This is how the voice is used, not just to be heard, but to command respect before others even understand it." And now you, how many times have you felt your voice wasn't taken seriously? How many times have you spoken and felt that the person in front of you wasn't listening, or interrupted you, or didn't take you seriously? Perhaps the fault wasn't in what you said, but in your tone of voice. The voice isn't just a means of conveying words. It's a reflection of your confidence, your personality, and your image before others. How do you command respect through your voice? Speak slowly. A person who feels confident doesn't rush their words. Every word they utter is weighed. Breathe well before speaking. A powerful voice begins from within. Don't speak when you're tense or breathless. Make your voice clear, not loud. Power isn't in shouting, but in steadiness and calmness. Don't repeat your words too much. If you've said something clearly, don't repeat it to please the other person. Only repeat if they ask, not you. Maintain steady eye contact while speaking. A powerful voice loses its value if your gaze is weak or scattered. In summary, don't raise your voice to be heard. Raise your confidence so people feel that what you're saying is important. A powerful voice doesn't ask for respect. It commands it before you even finish the sentence. Lesson 3. Silence is more powerful than words. One night, Adam sat with his brother Ryan on the rooftop of their house. The atmosphere was calm and the city was asleep, but Adam's mind was crowded with questions. Suddenly he said, "Ryan, sometimes I feel like I talk too much and explain myself more than I should, but in the end, no one takes me seriously." Ryan smiled and didn't reply immediately. Then he looked at him and said, "Because you say more than you should, and this is a mistake many fall into. In some situations, silence is the most powerful language." Adam was surprised. But don't people say that someone who is silent is considered weak? Ryan shook his head. On the contrary, the man who remains silent when capable of speaking is the most intimidating person in the room. And now you. Have you ever felt that talking too much diminishes your value? That you explain and justify excessively, but the more you explain, the less your impact? People don't respect those who constantly seek understanding. They respect those who know when to speak and when to be silent. In the world of Mafia men, words are not cheap, and every sentence has a price. How do you use silence to your advantage? Don't answer every question immediately. Take a second of silence before you speak. This moment alone changes how others listen to you. Don't explain yourself too much. If you're confident, a brief explanation is enough. Those who want to understand you will, and those who don't won't be convinced even if you explain 1,000 times. If you feel the conversation is going in an uncomfortable direction, be silent. Silence at the right moment can sometimes be more intimidating than any response. In situations that require respect, speak less and observe more. Your gaze, your calmness, and your silence are an aura that cannot be bought. In summary, sometimes silence is the most powerful answer. Not everything that is said is important, but every moment you are silently confident creates your true weight in the eyes of others. Lesson 4. Don't ask for respect. Plant it without asking. Once, as they were walking on a long road, Adam suddenly stopped and asked, "Tell me about the Mafia." Ryan paused, looked at the horizon, and said, "In that world, no one asks who you are. Everyone judges you from your very first moment." Adam asked calmly, "And what did you do in your first moment?" Ryan replied, "Nothing. I just looked. I observed. I listened, and I was silent. But when I spoke, I didn't explain myself much, and I didn't ask for respect. Whoever doesn't see it from the first moment doesn't deserve to hear it afterward." And you? How many times have you tried to explain who you are, to prove you deserve respect, to make people like you just so they don't misunderstand you? The truth that many don't tell you: respect is not requested. If you have to ask for it, you've already lost it before you even started. How do you plant respect without asking for it? Don't accept jokes that diminish you, even if they're from your closest people. If they laugh at you once, they'll do it 1,000 times. Stop explaining yourself to everyone who doesn't understand you. Those who respect you won't need a long explanation. Don't be constantly available or reply to every message immediately. What's always available isn't respected as it should be. Face disrespect calmly without shouting. State your limit, then withdraw. Someone who respects themselves commands respect without noise. Make your presence calculated. When you speak, be clear. And when you are silent, let the silence speak for you. In summary, Ryan never asked for respect, but he left an indelible mark everywhere he went. People respect those who quietly set their boundaries, not those who scream for appreciation. If you're confident, everything about you will speak on your behalf. Lesson 5. Don't talk too much about yourself. Let your results speak. The next morning, Adam was sitting with Ryan talking about an upcoming job interview. Adam said, feeling nervous, "I feel like I have to review everything about the company and prepare a lot of talk about myself and my skills to convince them I'm suitable for the job. Because if I don't, they might not take me seriously." Ryan shook his head with a slight smile and said, "You don't have to explain everything. People don't remember what you say. They remember the impression you leave on them." Adam asked him, "But if I don't speak, how will they know my abilities?" Ryan calmly replied, "Let your results speak for you. The more you talk about yourself, the less gravitas you have. The more you achieve in silence, the more people will start talking about you without you even asking." Then he looked at him and continued, "In the interview, give them only what they need, no more. Don't explain every detail, answer concisely, and focus on results. Speak calmly and confidently, as if you know your worth well, and as if you're not afraid of rejection. Don't go to please them, go to show them who you are without raising your voice. Make them feel your confidence in the first minute, and you'll see everything change." Have you been through this before? Have you felt compelled to constantly explain your achievements as if starting from scratch in every situation? As if no one would see who you are unless you talked a lot? We live in a world that convinces us that those who don't speak are forgotten. But the truth is entirely different. People forget the sound and remember the impact. How do you make your results speak for you? Let your actions speak. Don't say, "I'm strong." Act confidently. Don't say, "I'm smart." Present an idea that leaves an impression. Don't announce every achievement. Keep some things to yourself. Ambiguity is sometimes more powerful than detail. Don't compare yourself to others loudly. Let the difference be seen, not told. Make your presence impactful. The most powerful people work in silence, then appear suddenly as if from nowhere. In summary, people aren't impressed by those who talk a lot about themselves, but by those who don't need to at all. Be silent and let your actions speak. Words fade, but results remain. Gravitas isn't built by talk, but by confidence that needs no explanation. Lesson 6. Don't reply to every provocation. Silence is sometimes gravitas. In one of the university halls, Adam sat in the first row for the first time. He was calm, elegant, and his gaze was different from before. He wasn't looking around much or trying to draw attention, but he seemed to know exactly who he was. And that was enough. Gravitas sometimes doesn't need a voice, but a way of sitting, a deep calmness, and confidence that is seen even in silence. One of the students sitting in the back said in a low but deliberate voice, "He just sits there as if he's the most important person in the room." The person next to him chuckled lightly, but Adam didn't turn around. He didn't comment. He kept his gaze fixed forward, steady and confident. The professor entered the hall and began his lecture, then asked a question. Suddenly, Adam raised his hand. He answered calmly, without nervousness, and with well-structured, clear words. Everyone fell silent. Even those who had been mocking changed their expressions. When the lecture ended, someone approached Adam and quietly said, "You silenced them without even replying." Adam smiled and left without saying a word. That day, he didn't need to raise his voice, because he left a more powerful impression than any reply. Has something similar happened to you? Has someone tried to provoke you in front of others? Have you felt compelled to respond so people don't think you're weak? In reality, not every battle is worth fighting, and sometimes the biggest response is to show that you don't need to respond. How do you silence someone who provokes you without saying anything? Always remember, the person provoking you is looking for a reaction. If you ignore them calmly, they will break, not you. Don't show anger. True gravitas is built in moments of provocation. If you remain calm, you are the stronger one. Use your actions instead of your words. Let your presence assert itself, and always respond from a higher level. Choose your battles. Some responses might make you feel good momentarily, but they steal others' respect. Be silent sometimes because you are not on their level. Let your silence confuse them. When you don't respond, they start to wonder, why wasn't he affected? Is he so confident that he doesn't need to reply? In summary, every time trivial words provoke you, remember that you don't need to respond to prove yourself. Silence, when it comes from confidence, will confuse them more than 1,000 words. Someone who responds to everything isn't taken seriously, but someone who is silent at the right time is feared even by words. Lesson 7. Inner confidence is the origin of everything. Among all the strategies Adam learned, this wasn't just a step. It was the backbone of everything that came before. It is inner confidence, which is unseen, but controls everything. Why is inner confidence the most important step? Because you might master body language, choose your words precisely, and control your voice and gaze. But if you're not confident from within, people will sense it without you knowing how. Psychology confirms your subconscious mind sends signals that cannot be hidden. If you're not confident from within, it will be exposed no matter how much you try to pretend. What truly is inner confidence? It's the deep belief that you are enough, that you don't need to prove anything to deserve respect, that you don't need to explain yourself in every situation, or to convince people with many words. It's a feeling that doesn't need an audience or applause. It's a silent feeling, but it changes everything. How do you build this deep psychological confidence? Msitsk. Start with small actions that prove to yourself you are trustworthy. Wake up at the time you decided, even if you're tired. Finish what you started, even if it's not perfect. Fulfill your promise to yourself, even if it's simple. These actions accumulate inside you a profound feeling. I trust myself because I commit, I face, and I persevere. Get rid of the voices that make you feel inadequate. Stop following those who unintentionally make you feel weak. Reduce comparing yourself to unrealistic ideal versions. Don't seek validation in the eyes of others, but in your sense of self-worth. The more you let go of comparisons, the calmer and more confident your inner voice becomes. Don't explain yourself too much. Just live with confidence. Don't justify every step. Don't demand everyone's understanding. Don't wait for them to tell you you're good enough. You are good enough only when you stop asking for permission to be yourself.